this video, we will review the use of the Roger touchscreen transmitter. This is used as part of the assistive listening device system that is designated as a required accommodation on your student's IEP or 504 plan.
This looks a lot like a phone. Where's the microphone?
There are actually 3 microphones that assist in picking up a desired voice and separating it from other noise. You can see the ports for the microphones on the top left corner of the touchscreen.
Okay, so how do I turn it on?
You'll find the power button on the top right side of the touchscreen. Press and hold the button until the indicator light blinks green. To turn the touchscreen off, press and hold the same button until you see a pop-up window on the display asking you to confirm that you wish to turn the touchscreen off. You would press yes on the screen to power down. A quick press of the power button will dim the screen to save the battery and also prevent any accidental selections if the screen is touched.
I see, but wait, it stopped working.
The display will go black to save the battery. To see the display or wake it up, give the power button a quick press.
Got it, like a cell phone. So, how do I wear this? Can I stick it in my pocket?
It will not be effective if you put it in your pocket. This transmitter needs to be worn on a lanyard by the teacher, or it may be placed on their desk for a student working in a small group.
Okay, so for lanyard use, do you always have to pull it over your head to wear it?
That's one way, but you can also release the clasp in the back to put it on and take it off. If you pull the touchscreen over your head, you will need to adjust the position of the touchscreen closer to your mouth. You want to position the top of the microphone between 6 and 8 inches from your mouth.
You mentioned before that a student can leave it on his or her desk, so can I leave it on my desk while I teach instead of wearing it?
No, you'll want to continue to wear the touchscreen on the lanyard when you teach. When placing the touchscreen flat on a desk, the transmitter will go on an omnidirectional mode, meaning it will pick up sound from all around it. You can use this option in small group instruction. That way, the hearing impaired student can hear his or her peers. Another function that may be available to an older student is the pointing function. They can hold the touchscreen and point it in the direction of the speaker and pick up that voice, without that person needing to wear the touchscreen. This may also be helpful in some types of classroom discussion. Your student's audiologist will review which functions are available and helpful for your student. Now that you know how to wear it, let's wake it up so you can see the menu options. The functions you may use most often are connect and check. The connect button will connect the student's receivers to your transmitter. Once connected, you will see a brief message on the screen that the Roger receivers were connected. You will need to hold the transmitter within a few inches of the receivers in order for them to connect.
How often do I need to connect them?
The receivers will stay connected to your network until you disconnect them or until that student joins another network. If you are not sure if a student's receivers are connected, you can always connect them again or check them and their information will appear on the screen. The check function will show you the receivers that are in close range and whether or not they are connected. However, the check function will not connect the receivers for you.
I don't see a check button on my screen.
You can swipe your finger across the screen to access more options.
Oh, okay, good to know. So when the student leaves my class, what should I do?
If your student is going to another class where there is not a transmitter, they should take the touchscreen with them.
If there is another transmitter in the next class, do I need to disconnect them?
The student would just need to be connected to the next transmitter. However, if you ever need to disconnect a receiver, you can swipe through the screens to find the disconnect button. As with connecting, you will need to be near the receivers you wish to disconnect.
Should I disconnect if I need to have a private conversation?
No, it is best to mute the touchscreen. To do this, press the mute button. By pressing the button, transmission will temporarily stop. This is helpful for short conversations with other students and staff. While muted, a red light will flash around the button to remind you that the microphone is on mute. This is a great indicator to your student as well. To resume transmitting, just push the button again.
I see there is a battery indicator at the top of the screen. How often will I need to charge the touchscreen?
You should charge the touchscreen after turning it off at the end of each day. The charging port is located on the bottom. When you plug it in, look for the green flashing lights to know that it is properly connected.
Can I leave it charging during a long weekend or break?
Yes, that is not a problem. It can stay plugged in for a couple of weeks.
What if something breaks or isn't working? Who do I call?
Should you run into any issues with this equipment, you should contact your student's assigned educational audiologist.